Joey,
Eh?
got that $10 you owe me?
Oh, no, I don't carry cash. It's too dangerous.
Never mind. Go ahead with the music.
Two Cat Kitchen, it's time for us to pitch in and start another Two Cat show. Down at the Two Cat Kitchen, we're starting on a mission to put you in the culinary know. We've got the finest recipes you ever will find, guaranteed to show you all a mighty fine time here at the Two Cat Kitchen. Time for a new edition of the Culinary Two Cat Show. The Culinary Two Cat Show.
Welcome to the Two Cat Kitchen, the show that mixes musical mayhem with culinary calamity. Rico is here to help with the mixing.
Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us in the kitchen.
Each episode of Two Cat Kitchen features brand new songs, a brand new recipe, and a special musical guest. Who's our musical guest today?
Today we have our good friend, Maria Meleschnig. Maria is a singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist extraordinaire.
That's great. Each episode also includes an informative segment. What do we have for people today, Rico?
Today we have a new segment on the kitchen. It's Conversations with Cats Who Know Where It's At.
Great.
Our first guest on the Conversations is Mme LesMew.
Hey, Rico, is that the Coconotes?
Gee, I don't know. Let me go check it out. Yeah, it is the Coconotes. They're back.
Hey, ask them about their Waffle House tour.
Okay, will do. I guess it didn't go too well. They broke down on the New Jersey Turnpike.
Oh, you're kidding. What exit?
Oh, I didn't know they had exits on the New Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah, I guess you're not from New Jersey. Oh, well, whatever. Hey, it's time for the first song with Maria on vocals, accompanied by the Coconotes, doing a Judy Miller song, Too Many Troubles.
Sounds great. Let's check it out.
Take it all to the Lord. Too many troubles. Oh, calling my name. Too many troubles. Falling like rain. Too many troubles. For me to avoid, I've got to take it all to the Lord. I've got troubles on the left and troubles on the right, troubles all day and troubles all night. Ain't no place trouble won't go. Ain't no face the trouble don't know. Troubles on the left and troubles on the right. Troubles all day and troubles all night. Ain't no place trouble won't go. Ain't no face trouble don't know. Too many trouble in my neighborhood. Too many trouble. Oh, you know that ain't no good. Too many trouble for me to avoid. I've got to take it all to the Lord. I've got to take it all to the Lord. I've got to take it all to the Lord.
Welcome back to the Two Cat Kitchen.
Hey,
and it's
welcome
time
back.
to introduce our special musical guest for tonight. Tonight we have Maria Meleschnig. Hi Maria, thanks for joining us on
Hey
the
there,
Two Cat
guys.
Kitchen.
Thanks
We're
for
so
coming
happy
down.
you could join us. Maria is a singer, guitar player, songwriter, mandolin, plays a couple different instruments and some different bands and music. And wow, it's great to have you here.
Thanks for coming in.
So tell us, Maria, what have you been up to recently in music? What comes to mind?
I play with Two Cat Tango, which is a great band, and started.
I've heard of them. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
okay.
Two Cat Tango, yeah. And I have just started doing a little bit of playing with two other women that I met through a bluegrass. What do you call that? Not a pickup or a round table kind of a thing.
Oh, cool.
A jam.
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
like,
thing.
yeah, open jam, kind of open
Open
mic
jam,
kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, oh, great.
And she actually sought me out, and I went there looking to meet other people, and then come to find out there are a lot of other women musicians in Rhode Island, and I didn't know that.
Good.
So yeah, we played a couple times, and we're still, you know how it is when you first play with people you haven't played with before, you're shaking out all the different personalities and what type of music we finding that we're playing.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, you have some similarities you can build on.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
it's kind of
great.
fun to be able to say, "Oh, okay, I play that one too. Oh, okay, I play that one too."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen a lot because I find it's hard to find musicians. When I find is people you connect with and people who have the same music that you like.
Same interest, yeah.
Yeah, the same
Yep.
interests, and music is so broad and but then so specific
Right.
that so it's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
a fun challenge.
That's cool.
Yeah, and your music, I mean, the music you listen to is kind of more towards the acoustic music realm, or
Yep, a lot
and
more towards
I know you've introduced me to a lot of great songs that I never knew before. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's that's good. So more of an acoustic kind of approach to that.
Yeah.
Also, we were kind of interested in how you first got into playing music. And I mean, have you always played guitar? Have you always sung? Because you have such a beautiful voice, and it's. I mean, did that just come naturally? I know you've been working at it a lot.
Yeah, well, lately I've been working at it because I have the opportunity in the last several years to play with a band. And then once you play with a band, then you're like, okay, I could be singing in the shower or singing with the radio when you're in the car. And,
Yeah.
but yeah, I grew up with music. I mean, it was all over my house. Everyone played an instrument or sung or sang in my family. So it was church, mostly related, initially. And then one sister actually majored in voice.
Oh.
So in college. So, and I think that, my brother and I both were, my younger brother and I both, I think, thought about going towards music, but ended up doing art instead.
Mm-hmm.
So he ended up going in fashion design, photography, and then I ended up doing illustration. But we both went towards the arts. Instead of the music, thinking we didn't want to be a poor musician. Instead, we'll be a poor artist.
Yeah, that's a great career
Poverty
move
comes
there.
in many forms. Oh, that's great.
So, but we grew up. It was basically the church and music.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yep.
what we lived for.
Oh, because your father was
He's a Lutheran minister. Yeah.
minister. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was a musician, right? I remember you
Yep.
talking about him playing piano. And,
Yep, my dad's a very good musician. He's
Yeah.
very talented. And actually, I'm thinking maybe he thought about that too, maybe when he was 18 years old, or however you are when you think about where your career is. But instead, he went to seminary school. But he did do a lot of piano stuff when he was young.
Mhm.
A lot of serious stuff. And he still plays at 92.
I know, and I have to put in a plug for him. It's Frank, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because I know I won't go into the details, but I have a recording of Frank playing, I guess, holiday,
Yeah.
sacred music, holiday music, for 20 minutes straight.
Wow.
Without a break.
Without stopping.
Playing segueing from one song to the next.
Yep.
Very cool.
Fantastic, without a mistake.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he only cleared his throat once, and it was like unbelievable. I was like, I could not concentrate that long.
Yeah.
So he's a fantastic musician.
Yeah, it's a great.
But again, so that's interesting because not all like ministers or whatever priests are musical, right? I mean, that's an odd thing.
I've seen a couple that can't carry a tune.
Yeah.
And you're just like in the audience going, ooh,
ouch.
But yeah, my dad has a good voice. My mother had a beautiful soprano voice, and my father's a lovely tenor voice.
Yeah.
And they used to sing together, and they sang a lot of the old 1940s music together.
Yeah.
Barbershop stuff.
Oh,
and,
cool.
He was even in a barbershop quartet.
Oh, wow.
With the church for a while. But so yeah, very very musical, like memories, wonderful memories of my mother sitting around the piano and the two of them singing music together.
Yeah.
Like the beautiful music that they grew up with and
Sure.
they fell in love with in the 1940s.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And then you have some other family members you mentioned that are musical. I think your brother, you said, is he? He is a musician.
Paul, both my brothers are. My brother Pete, he played the cello, and my two sisters and my brother all played the piano.
Okay.
And my brother Paul took it the furthest, so he did, but then he went into art instead of music. But my sister Priscilla, she definitely, she was in voice. She was in a lot of choruses, a lot of doing a lot of the local choruses and stuff like that. Mostly sacred music type stuff. And Lydia too, my oldest sister. So she's still doing that. They have these big concerts every year. And,
Oh, cool.
Christmas concerts,
Yep.
and they do all that.
Hey, you mentioned a little bit about playing with the women.
Yeah.
And playing in bands with the guys.
Yeah.
And you were talking a little bit earlier about the kind of the cultural differences in playing with different kinds of groups, and I thought that was interesting what you had to say. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that, what you've observed?
Yeah, I think it's hard. It's hard to kind of. Well, obviously, we all know men and women are different, and when you get a group of guys together, they're different when there's no women there, and when you get a group of women together, they're different when there's no men there.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of inherent to what society has taught us all. I never feel like I'm out of place
Sure.
in any group when I'm playing with a bunch, because I've always the two bands that I've been in, I've been the only woman.
Oh, okay.
So so I've never gotten a chance to even been in a band with yet another woman that I could harmonize and then have all the men as musicians or whatever. And it's just, I've always had a dream. Like I told one of my friends the other day, is I've always been like looking for my other indigo girl.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Like I just want, you know,
Yep.
an Amy Ray or,
Yep.
you know, an Emily, I don't even know what her last name is. And, you know, to be able to connect with somebody the way they do
Sure.
through all those years
Right.
and being able to pull people in and do that. And that's a lot to ask for somebody. It's like finding a life partner,
Sure.
essentially,
Yeah.
which is hard to do in itself.
Right.
Never mind add music to it.
Right.
You know, so what I like about playing with women are completely different than what I like about playing with men.
Yeah.
You know, so it's nice to be able to have the choice to do both
Yep.
and have the opportunity to do both.
Yeah.
And women are more nurturing, I think, and just natural. And so they're like, you know, great job. Really, that's, you know, like they'll just sit there and like do all this, you know, and then they interact and all this stuff. And the guys are like, that was great, you know, or they just sort of laugh and they sit back and then they go to the next one, or somebody doesn't even say anything and they just go on to the next tune.
Yeah. Right.
And you're just doing this communication like we just talked about earlier with each other that is, the communication's different. Just like in life, with your wives or with your friends, your guy friends, it's different.
Yeah.
And when you're, you know, so I don't know if I'm explaining it the way that I.
Well, you made a good point, though. I think you what you've observed is some of the cultural differences that carry over into a musical experience, and I thought that was interesting. That was an interesting observation. Yeah. It's kind of fun if you think about it. So yeah.
Well, and to change the subject a little bit, I know you mentioned that both you and your brother went into to study art for a while, but I know you're not. Your day job is not an artist, I don't think. How did you get into what you do during the day?
Yeah,
and what do you do? I know what you do, but maybe the people
I know this is going to be taking an hour to explain, but yeah. I started in illustration thinking I wanted to be a fine artist. So I took all these fine art, you know, painting classes and all this stuff when I was first going to college. And then I was like, okay, this is not going to work. And then I started with illustration, and then I got, and then I decided that I wanted to actually make money, and I wasn't going to make money as an illustrator. So I said, well, I'm going to be a technical illustrator. So I changed my tune to start. So I actually worked for Sikorsky and Pratt Whitney, and did illustrations, very technical, transferring two-dimensional plans that the engineers would design, and then I would transfer them into three-dimensional drawings.
Oh, cool.
So that when the people who were putting aircraft engines together knew what that part looked like.
Right.
So they had this whole thing.
So you're the person from the IKEA who gives these.
Right, exploded views. You ever see those exploded views? How to do that? Yeah. I actually worked for the Woodworkers Journal for a while, and I did stuff like exploding toys. How do you put the dowel in here and the whole thing? And
that's cool.
I did that for a while. And then I decided I wanted to go back and get my degree, and I wanted to get it in art history. So I wanted to be like a curator, and then I started taking a few of those classes, and then at that time I started rock climbing, and I was in love with rocks. I just loved them, and wanted to understand a lot about them. So then I decided that I decided, well, let me take a geology class, and there was no 100 level left, and because I had to take a certain science requirement.
Sure.
So I ended up getting thrown into a 200 level geology class, and I never had any science. I had math like 99.
Yeah.
It was like I am terrible at math, and so the head of department was like, "Dude, you should just do it." And I said, "I really find this fascinating." He goes, I love that you're interested in it. He encouraged me, kept encouraging me. So I went back to school and I changed my career to be geology and environmental science. And I started at Math 99 and worked my way up to Calc 2 and Physics 1 and 2 and chemistry and all that stuff. And it was hard.
Yeah.
But thinking now how closely art and science is really related. And it is very related in my brain, and it's related to a lot of people's brains.
Sure.
A lot of people's brains.
Well, okay, and I think at this point, what we'd like to do is ask you a question just to wrap things up a little bit. And one of the things that we ask all our guests here on the Two Cat Kitchen is, what was one of your earliest musical memories that stands out?
Okay, been thinking about this one.
Have you?
Yeah, because it's hard to remember the time in September, but it's hard to remember whether you're remembering or you're remembering from a photograph or you're remembering from what somebody has told you. So I kind of have three different levels of memory. My mother, wonderful woman, has completely always been supportive of all of our musical, and my father too, but she got me a harmonica and when I was like probably 4 or 3, and she just would always say to me, oh, I remember when you were so little and you gave the harmonica and you would sit on the steps and you would just go and it's blowing in and blowing out, and I wouldn't stop, and it would be driving her crazy.
Sure.
But she still had a wonderful memory of it. I don't remember that. I was too small.
Right.
I do remember they gave me a plastic guitar, the kind, that has plastic strings, and it's probably, this long.
Yeah.
And I remember playing that sitting under the maple tree and playing that. I remember crying when I broke a string. I remember.
You still do that, by the way. You cry with.
I cry. I don't break strings. Rick breaks strings.
I know.
But the thing that I actually really do remember is my mother would have us all help her with house cleaning. And she would put on, first of all, the only thing in our house for music was either sacred, show tunes, or classical.
Yep.
So 3 things.
Yep.
This was not. Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass.
For cleaning the house.
For cleaning the house.
I get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. It was just, and we just loved it.
Yeah.
We all danced around. My mom would dance with us, and we would dust.
Yep.
Because that's all kids could really be trusted to do. So that was, I think, my real core musical memory of just Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass.
Yeah, that's great.
That's a pretty good musical memory.
It is, really,
Oh,
really. Yeah, it's a good one. Your mom picked a good one. It's great.
All right, well, that's great. Thanks for sharing that with us, Maria. That was good. And I think we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back to the kitchen. Maria, thank you for being with us today. Hey, you have a recipe that you brought with us.
I did.
What's it called?
They're Maria's turkey burgers. Cool. I guess I'd call
Turkey
them that.
burgers,
Turkey burgers, yeah.
Right.
A
Who
good
doesn't
staple.
love
Yeah,
turkey
that's
burgers?
great.
Yeah.
Good. We're looking forward to that. But before we do, we're going to do a song. And can you tell us the name of the song and a little bit about it?
Wade in the Water, which is a classic spiritual song. I actually don't even know who's anybody who's written it.
Right.
It's just those spiritual songs that have just come through the years, and everybody has done it.
I know there's a lot of versions of that song.
A lot of versions.
If you go on YouTube, man.
And the version that sort of
Ages.
inspired me was Eva Cassidy, which is more of a jazzy version. Kind of I call it a Stray Cat Strut version.
Yep.
You know, it's got the feel of the Stray Cat Strut, but it's got a little more jazz to it. So that's it.
Great. Okay,
All right.
so we're going to segue over to the studio and hear that song, and we'll be back in the kitchen in a moment to try some Maria's turkey burgers.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble water. Who's a young girl all dressed in red? Wade in the water. Must be the children that Moses led. God's gonna trouble water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble water. Who's a young girl all dressed in white? Wade in the water. Must be the children of Israelite. God's gonna trouble water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble water. Who's a young girl all dressed in blue? Wade in the water. Must be the children that are coming through. God's gonna trouble water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble water. You don't believe I've been redeemed. Wade in the water. I just seen the Holy Ghost looking at me. God's gonna trouble water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble water. God's gonna trouble water. God's gonna trouble the water.
We're back at the Two Cat Kitchen. It's time for our recipe. Maria, tell us a little bit about what we've got for tonight's recipe.
Well, we have Maria's turkey burgers, which are simple 3 ingredients.
Three ingredients.
I got it.
Yep,
3. Check.
3.
One
Ein,
ingredients.
zwei, drei. We have Manchego cheese.
Manchego cheese.
Manchego.
What is Manchego cheese?
Manchego is a Spanish sheep's milk cheese.
Say it again. Sheep?
Sheep. Meh. Meh. Yep.
It's an
Sheep
animal.
smoke? What is
Milk.
They light up a
Sheep's
sheep?
milk cheese.
No smoke in the
Say
Jeep.
that 10 times fast. Sheep's milk cheese. And caramelized onions and turkey, of course. And I usually I don't do the low-fat turkey. So again, this is, you start with 93% fat chicken, turkey, ground turkey. I usually use Shady Brook Farms. This was a different one. They didn't have Shady Brook Farms. But then Manchego and caramelized. You make sure you get them nice and caramelized.
Yep.
And press them all together. I can't eat dairy or wheat. So the dairy that I can eat is sheep's milk, so it's more digestible for me. So that's why I tend to do that. But you can put any cheese you want. It's really good with feta. So it's got that kind of a Greek feta cheese to it.
I'm intrigued by this Manchego cheese here. Now, is this something? What do you obtain as cheese? Is
Anywhere. It's got a nutty kind of a flavor to it, very mild, nutty flavor.
Cool. I imagine a lot of folks who have food, like a lactose kind of thing, would probably can
gravitate
have this cheese.
to goat and sheep are
Okay.
easier to digest for people who have issues,
Right.
digestive issues with dairy.
That's interesting. Yeah,
So-
that's great. And you just fold that right into the meat,
Yep.
and you
Just
press it
mix it
into
all in,
burgers.
and you got to press them. I think you compress them good with your, get them compressed because they don't have breadcrumbs, they don't have eggs, they don't have anything.
Okay.
So it's just 3 simple ingredients.
Right.
Maybe a little salt and pepper on them,
Yep.
and then I grill the bun, and you put your favorite toppings on them. Me, it's usually ketchup, relish, and mustard, and
And I
a
noticed
pickle on the side.
you looks like you've got some knockout pickles here. They look, knockout flavor. It says they
Yeah.
look like they're high-powered deli pickles you brought with you. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to one of those babies.
All right, so we've got the burgers together, and the next step is to grill them.
Grill 'em.
We're gonna grill them here
Yep.
in the Two Cat Kitchen. All right,
Yeah,
we're gonna head out to the grill, and we'll see you there. All right, we're out at the grill, and are you ready, Maria?
I am ready. Put them on a nice hot grill.
Oh yeah, hot grill. So, how long have you been making turkey burgers?
I've been making them a while. They're basically the only thing I know how to make. So
okay.
I'm the grill person of the family. So
Okay.
I tend to be a lot more comfortable with grilling because I've had Friendly's background in high
no kidding.
school. Oh yeah, I was
Wow.
a grill master at Friendly's.
Friendlies.
Grill master.
Yes.
The ice cream shop.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So
I
what- wow.
specialized in breakfasts and lunches.
Wow.
So I'm very, very comfortable with grills and breakfasts.
That's great.
That's about it.
One of the questions I always had, though, do like employees at a place like Friendly's get like free fribbles or whatever they have? Like free milkshakes and free
I don't
stuff?
know about in those days. We did a lot of free stuff because we did a lot
fair.
of stuff. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I don't know how I could work in a place that serves ice cream and not keep my hands off the ice cream.
Oh no, there was a lot of ice cream eaten. Yes, and whipped cream and
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Oh, great.
Yep.
That's a good.
Lots
deal.
of fun. But you do have to close the grill because it's never
Oh.
going to cook like this.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna
Build up
close
the heat.
grill. All right.
All right, here we go.
Close
And this
the
is going
grill.
to take
All right,
like
watch that
20,
camera. Make sure it
15,
doesn't get
20
hit
minutes.
by the handle
So,
coming down. All right.
all right.
right, looks like we're ready.
Yeah.
The burgers are done.
Yep.
They look great. Wow.
It's pretty amazing.
Right.
The grill can do miracles.
Yes.
And how do you know when they're ready?
Well, it's experience, and you
okay.
know how hot the grill is, and then you can also do the finger test where you kind of touch it, and if you, with experience, you could tell how much give there is. With the turkey burger, you don't want to overcook them
Okay.
because they can get dry.
I see.
So
So that came from all those years
About
of
15
academy
minutes.
training at
Yes.
Friendly's as the grill master.
yes.
Excellent.
That's great.
All right, let's serve them up.
All right.
Go.
Can't wait. How do you serve them up, Maria?
Oh, any way you want it. You put ketchup, mustard, relish, or none of that if you don't want, and
Okay.
pickles, and
Classic dill
put it
pickles.
on a plate. And
It says these pickles are
Go for
snappy.
Go for it. You
be
go
good.
ahead. You go ahead.
All right.
You show
All
us
right.
what to do.
all right,
And
so.
then the cats will follow suit.
That's
Okay.
it. A nice
I
toasted-
usually fork and knife. I don't have forks and knives. I don't have any. So that works. A little mustard.
Excellent.
Little Grey Poupon.
No Grey Poupon. Excuse me.
Oh, very
Can I
lovely.
borrow your Grey Poupon? Would you have?
I like to have it on both sides of the bun
You're a
because
two-sider.
I like to be spicy.
That's a two-sider for sure.
And then you
Good.
put the burger on.
Nice.
Voila.
Beautifully done.
Bam. A little
Sweet relish.
sweet relish.
Nice touch.
A little ketchup.
Boy, these squeeze bottles are
Maybe
amazing.
get somebody to get me open the pickles.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh boy. There's a secret to this, I believe. The
And then you
pickles.
gotta squish it so you get the handprint in there. Cheers.
All right, this is the Maria turkey burger with caramelized onions and what's the cheese again?
Manchego.
Manchego.
Manchego. I like it.
No, this is better than any turkey burger I ever had because
Wow.
I have tried to make turkey burgers because they're supposed to be better for you, right? And
Uh-huh.
they come out horrible. when you make 'em. Yeah, these are great. You
The
obviously
key is-
know what you're doing.
You put the fat back in. This is probably just as fatty as a beef burger.
Really?
Okay,
But who cares? You're eating turkey.
I know. I mean,
I feel better
but
about
is
it.
it turkey fat as opposed to beef fat?
Beef fat.
Is that better for you, turkey fat?
Domestic fat?
And you got some cheese.
Really good.
All right, Maria. Well, thanks again for sharing that recipe with us. This is
You're welcome.
fantastic, unbelievably good.
Yeah,
And,
and thanks for feeding the cats in the kitchen. Big hit, big hit.
Now it's time for a new segment here in the Two Cat Kitchen. It's conversations with cats who know where it's at. Today we talk with Mme LesMew, noted star of stage and screen.
This should be interesting.
Conversations. We're having a chat. Conversations. Put out the welcome mat. Conversations. As a matter of fact. Conversations with cats who know where it's at.
Welcome to Conversations with Cats Who Know Where It's At. Today we're joined by the inimitable Mme LesMew. Mme LesMew, thank you for joining us today. Always a pleasure.
Yes, I am a pleasure, aren't I? Thank you for having me.
Well, I must say you're no stranger to the Two Cat Kitchen. I believe you hosted Two Cat Mailbag for us a while back. But today we'd like to focus on your illustrious career on stage and screen. Can you tell us, how did you get interested in acting?
Oh, I think I had the calling from a young age. I remember walking down the street of my desolate neighborhood, and some of the other cats would watch me walk by, and they'd say, "Do a dance for us, madame." Even back then they called me madame. And I would, and they would clap, and I suck out more attention after that.
That's fascinating. Well, we know you started your professional acting career on the stage, but tell us, how did you get your first role?
Oh, I remember I accompanied a friend to an audition for an off-Broadway comedy, Woman Bites Cat. It was in the mid-1940s. My friend wasn't successful, but I caught the eye of the director and, long story short, was cast in the role of the cat alongside leading lady Elaine Stritch.
Wow, that's quite an accomplishment early on in your career, to appear beside such an accomplished actress.
Yes, well, it would have been, but the director, I believe it was Ella Kazan, decided to change the premise of the play. It was rewritten as Woman Bites Dog, and I was out.
Oh, well, that's sorry to hear that, Mme LesMew. But what were some of the other productions you appeared in early in your career?
Oh, well, of course, I was the titular cat in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. And then came Cat People and The Black Cat. And who could forget that darn cat?
Oh, yes, a classic, I must say.
Yes.
Well, with appearing in all those great productions, you must have hung around with some of the stars of the day.
Oh, yes. I was always mixing it up with the hoi polloi. And of course, who could forget my best friend, Celeste Holm? You know her, of course, from starring in Oklahoma as Ado Annie.
The Celeste Holm?
Oh, yes, she was a darling. She would scratch me behind the ear in just the right place.
Wow, that's fascinating. Tell me, right around this time, you began to have a relationship with the noted producer and boulevardier, Monsieur Duclos. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh, if I must. Monsieur Duclos was, well, what can I say? At first he swept me off my feet because I was only a cat.
All 4 feet?
All 4 feet. Well, you know how those things go. People lose interest. And someone else caught his eye. She was a Siamese.
They're the worst.
They're the worst. And her twin. He just
twin
wanted
at
more
that.
than one. So I had to hit him up style, as it were. Hit him up style. Hit him up style. Hit him up style.
While he was scheming, I was beaming in the beamer, just steaming. Can't believe that I caught my man cheating. So I found another way to make him pay for it all. So I went to Neiman Marcus on a shopping spree, and on my way I grabbed Sola and Mia. And as the cash box rang, I thought everything away. Oops, there go the dreams we used to say. There goes the time we spent away. There goes the love I had, but you cheated on me, and that's for that now. Oops, there goes the house we made a home. There goes you'll never leave me alone. For all the lies you told, this is what you're owed. Hey ladies, when your man wanna get buck wild, just go back and hit him up style. Get your hands on his cash and spend it to the last time for all the hard times. Oh, when you go, then everything goes, from the crib to the ride and the clothes. So you better let him know that if he mess up, you gotta hit him up. While he was bragging, I was coming down the hill just dragging all his pictures and his clothes in a bagging. Sold everything else till there was just nothing left. And I paid all the bills about a month too late. It's a shame we have to play these games. The love we had just fade away. Oops, there goes the dreams we used to say. There goes the time we spent away. There goes the love I had, but you cheated on me, and that's for that now. your man wanna get buck wild, just go back and hit him up style. Get your hands on his cash and spend it to the last time for all the hard times. Oh, when you go, then everything goes, from the crib to the ride and the clothes. So you better let him know that if he mess up, you gotta hit him up. You sold, left me out in the cold. What happened to the days when we used to trust each other? All of the things I sold will take you until you get old. To get them back without me, 'cause revenge is better than money, you'll see. Hey ladies, when your man wanna get buck wild, just go back and hit him up style. Get your hands on his cash and spend it till the last time for all the hard times. When you go, then everything goes, from the crib to the ride and the clothes. So you better let him know that if he mess up, you gotta hit him up. Hey ladies, when your man wanna get buck wild, just go back and hit him up style. Get your hands on his cash and spend it to the last time for all the hard times. When you go, then everything goes, from the crib to the ride and the clothes. So you better let him know that if he mess up, you gotta hit him up.
Well, that's all we have time for on this episode of the Two Cat Kitchen.
We'd like to thank our musical guest, Maria Meleschnig.
Also, we'd like to thank Sarah Grady and the Coconotes.
And Sophia Pearson.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Rick McKinney. Join us again next time, right here in the Two Cat Kitchen.
The two and